Good morning, students. We are into the last chapter of the research, that is communication and utilization. So today we will see about the communication of research. So once you have completed your research, you need to put it into the opinion or view of others, so that the research becomes successful. So we'll see what is communication. You all know communication is nothing but giving your idea to the others. Yes. So communicating research results is the fundamental for development of nursing research. So whatever research you are doing, you have to communicate it to others so that to make it a successful one. So if you have not communicated, the nursing research is of no use to the hospital or to our nursing profession. So make sure that whenever you do something, you have to publish it so that the others can get all the essence of the research. So we will see what is the purpose of communication. The first one is dissemination of knowledge. Whenever you do your research, you gain some knowledge. So whatever knowledge you gain, you disseminate to others. That means you give it to others. So that is the main purpose of communicating a research. So that is giving whatever knowledge you gain to others. Something you find new, you are adding that knowledge to your profession. That is adding new knowledge. So you are giving a new knowledge regarding your profession to others. So that is the purpose of communication of a research. Communicating for change in quality. Some of the research, especially experimental researchers, if you want to find change in quality, then you have to communicate. For example, you find something in your research that is essential and you want to put it into practice, then of course you bring it into practice by communicating to others. So that is communicating to change in quality. To bring out the change, you have to bring the communication regarding your research. Evidence-based practice, which is a very popular one, trending now in nursing profession. So that if you want to bring out standardized practice or change in the standardized practice which has been carried out before, so you can show some evidence and do the changes. Refine the body of knowledge. Of course, whenever you do research in any field, it refines the body of knowledge. For example, when you do a research in nursing, the nursing is refined more comparing to before previous nursing. And reward is very important one, because once you do a research, your article will be published, and of course you can show it in your curriculum vitae as a published item. So of course it gives a reward in your professional career. Avoid replication and duplication. So whenever you do research, you put it in your communicate to others so that the others cannot do the same research in the same place. So to avoid duplication or replication, you have to put the research into the communication. So these are all the main purpose. It disseminates whatever knowledge you gained, it adds up new knowledge, it brings out the change in quality. Evidence-based practice comes out through the research, refines the body of knowledge, especially in nursing. Reward, it gives you a reward, and of course it avoids replication and duplication by others. Next we will move on to criteria for communicating research report. So once you are going to communicate, you have to write a report. So you have to write an abstract first and send it to the journals, so that if they accept the abstract, then you will write a complete first thing you should write the research report, and then write an abstract and give it to the journal people, and they will scrutinize your abstract, and if they accept for publishing, you can give the complete research report. This is what happens usually when you are planning to communicate your research report. So research report writing a research report is nothing but what you people are going to do or what you people are doing now with your research, like writing chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, that is research report. So we will see how or what are the criteria for communicating a research report. Choose a channel for communication. This is very, very important. So first you should choose whether you are going to present it orally or in a written way. So there are two ways you can communicate your research: oral and written. Orally, you can either present your research report in a conference, or you can, by writing, you can put your research in journals, or you can make it as a poster presentation and you can present it in the conferences. So there are two ways of oral communication. One is conference, straight away you go and present it in a conference, or you can do it as a poster presentation in the conferences. So you can make a poster of your research and then put it in the conference, and then written way you can publish it in the journals, or newspapers, or wherever it is. So first you choose a channel for communication. What kind of channel you are going to choose, you should know first, and plan for dissemination. So you should plan whom you are going to, like in what way you are going to disseminate. Means giving the idea to the others. So in what way you are planning, you should decide. Know the audience. So whenever you do research, even though you do research in nursing, there are certain field in nursing which is focused for your research. So you know your variable and you know your research, so you know where your research should go and reach the public. For example, if you are doing something related to the community, it goes to the community area, and if you are focusing on the oncology, then your research should goes to the people who are working with oncology. So know the audience, exactly where you are focusing. Deciding an authorship, this is very important when you do research in a group. So when you do a research with a group, you know who is to be put first and whose name has to be put second. Yes, so who will be the author, who will be taking of the authorship is important. So decide an authorship. Select a journal for publication. If you are planning a publication in the journal, then you should select what journal or which journal. So generally we select journal which are as per the specialty where you do research. If you do a research in pediatric related, then you go for a pediatric journal. If you are doing something related to cardiology, then you would go for a cardiology journal. If something related to community, then go for public primary healthcare journals. So select the journal for publication. So focus on what kind of research you do. Choosing the contents. So avoid unnecessary repetitions and things, and you go for a very valuable explanation and your discussions and findings, and write it effectively. So this is what is the criteria of communication is. First, choose the channel, plan for dissemination, know the audience, decide an authorship, select a journal, choose the contents, and write effectively. So we'll see what is research report. So I hope that you people are already started with your research report. Yes, we'll see what is. So sometimes they may ask research report, sometimes they ask like how to write a research findings or research report. So you have to start from here. A research report is the ultimate outcome of the research process. It is a condensed form or brief description of the research work done by the researcher. So it is nothing but a brief description of your research done by the researcher. It can be oral or written. So the research report is of two types, oral and written. So briefing, the description of the research work, which can be done written or oral. There are two types of research reports. Broadly it is classified as oral and written. Oral reports are done in the way of presentation in conference, either a paper presentation or poster presentations. So oral reports are of two types, scientific paper presentation or poster presentations. And written reports is of three types, like you can write it as a thesis, you can submit as a dissertations in the schools or colleges, and publish the scientific articles in journals or periodicals. So these are the three types of thesis and dissertation. Thesis means writing the research. Dissertation means you are presenting it to the school, head of the scientist group or research groups. That is dissertations, and they may ask oral viva questions and they may clear all their doubts. So thesis, dissertation, publishing it in an article or journal. These all are written form of research reports. Hope you are clear. Yes. Next, characteristics of a research report. How a research report should be. it should be concise, or brevity should be maintained. It means like you are not supposed to write too much and you are not supposed to write too less. So always look for the guidance. So if you are doing under a college, they may have some criteria how your research report should be, like these many words, these many sentences, these chapters. So everything you should stick to that rules what the college says or the institution says. So concise or brevity is important, should be short and simple. Sell the information, it should clearly communicate what is the information. Okay, and it should improve the interest. When you study, they should not feel bored. You should make the reader motivated to read your research report. Clarity, of course, it should clearly say what it is. There should not be any grammar mistakes or punctuations. That's why whenever you write a research report, you should give it for a English editing by some professors or some people who are expert in English. So before publishing it, before submitting your research report, you should give a English editing for your research. So honesty is important. Don't manipulate any contents when you do a research. Completeness, you should give it completely what has been done, and it should be an accurate one. So these are all the characteristics of a good research report. So a good research report should be concise, brief. It should give the information exactly what you want, what it is to be. Clarity, punctuations and grammar should be correct. There should not be any English vocabulary mistakes. Honesty, completeness and accuracy. Then guidelines. So when you write a research report, you should develop your thinking, divide your narration into paragraphs. Don't put it into a complete single paragraph. Put with subheadings, subtitles and make it interesting. Use present tense and active voice. Minimize technical language. So better avoid technical language. If you are using technical languages and abbreviations, you have to mention it in the table of abbreviations. Use visual aids. If possible, you can add up pictures. Be objective, revise and rewrite. So whenever you start with writing a research report, develop your thinking, divide your narration into paragraphs, headings or subheadings. Use present tense, minimize technical language, because the research, whatever you are writing, the report, can be read by non-technical people also. So better you should use or minimize the technical languages. Use visual aids, be objective, revise and rewrite. Steps in writing. So once logical analysis of the matter is important. Of course, whenever you do a research, you logically analyze and bring out the research. Preparation of the final outline. So the first thing is you should prepare a final outline which has to be included, which you don't want to include. You have to bring out that into a final outline and make a rough draft. Okay, and rewrite and polish the rough draft. Read it so many times so that you can edit all those rough draft and prepare a final bibliography. Bibliography and reference is very, very important in research, and write the final draft with your reference or bibliography. Okay, so this is how you do or write steps in writing report. You should do a logical analysis, prepare a final outline, prepare rough draft, rewrite and reread and polish, prepare a final bibliography and write the final draft. So next one is research report format or components of the research report. This is very, very important because this is how you people are going to write your research or submit your research report. So what you are doing research now, I know that you people are in the middle of the research. Okay, so this is how the format will be. These are all the components which should be included in your research report when you write. So the research report consists of three main parts. One is preliminary section, that is preparatory pages, main body and appendix. So every research report will have three main parts or the main components. First one is preparatory page or preliminary section, main body and appendix. So we will see what are all the first preliminary section includes, that is preparatory pages includes. The first one is title page. So when we open the research book or research report, the first should be a title page or a cover page. It should show the research problem and who was the team of the research group, and the college. If you want, you can include certification of work from the guide and principal. There should be a certificate which shows that this is done by this person, and this is to be certified that this is done by this person during this year, and the guide's name with their seal and signature, and principal's name, and from which institution you did the research. The next page is table of contents. Table of contents is nothing but index. What are all the things are included in the research? It will have everything listed. The next one is acknowledgement. Acknowledgement, you all know that what is like, whom you want to thank before submitting the research. List of tables, list of figures, list of abbreviations. So these are all the things which covers the preliminary pages or preliminary section or preparatory pages. Okay, so make sure when you can even start preparing all these things, and once we finish this research, we will be focusing on our research report writing. So make sure that you all are ready with all these things. And the next one is main body. Of course, this includes 5 chapters. We'll see chapter wise one by one. First one is introduction. So introduction about your topic, significance of the study or need for the study. So why you have selected this topic, that should be mentioned in the study. Research problem or your problem statement with objectives. Okay, how many objectives you have created, all the objectives you can list down. Hypothesis and assumptions. Scope and delimitation. Delimitations you should mention in your research. Before starting a research, delimitation has to be mentioned. At the end of the research, you will be mentioning the limitations. And then operational definitions. These are nothing but the terms whatever you are using in your problem statement, it should be defined clearly. So that is operational definition. For example, if you are using a word mother in your problem statement, you should exactly mention what kind of mother, like what is the age criteria, or is there any age, is a mother with 2 child or mother with without child. So you have to mention it clearly what kind of mother you are including. If you are mentioning students, then you should mention what type of student you are included in your research. So that is how operational definition. For example, if you are using knowledge, a word in the problem statement, you should mention what knowledge you are going to assess in your research. Knowledge on breast cancer awareness, knowledge on organ donation. So these kind of specific definition should be written by the researcher, which is called operational definitions. Clear? So conceptual framework, you remove it from this list. So chapter 1 should include introduction to your study, need for study or significance of study, research problem or problem statement, objectives, hypothesis and assumption, delimitations, operational definition. The next one is chapter 2. It should include literature review or review of literature. So at least you should be writing like 10 literature review. Chapter 3 is conceptual framework. So conceptual framework, you should build your concepts according to your theory or based on your theory, and you should bring out a picture, your ideas in a picture format. It should include conceptual and theoretical framework. Chapter 4 is methodology. So what kind of method you use in your research. It has lot of subheadings or subtitles. So in chapter 4, under methodology, you will write what is the design of your research setting, so where you are exactly going to do your research. Target population, so who are all your target population. You can write population and under the target and accessible population. Sampling technique, what kind of sampling technique you use, what is your sample size, what are all the inclusion and exclusion criteria. So you can list down your inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria. Development and description of your tool, so how you develop the tool and what is the description of your tool. like what are all the main headings you can write, and what is the scoring system you use in your tool, it should be mentioned. Validity and reliability, procedure and time frame, like what kind of procedure you use when you are planning to do your research. Pilot study, feasibility of the study, and ethical consideration. So feasibility is nothing but time, cost, research, resources, but you may not be needed in your research now because you don't have a resource person, funding where you are getting, those kind of details can be added in the feasibility of study. Ethical consideration, where and all you got permission, oral and written consent, everything should be included in the ethical consideration. Clear? So chapter 4 methodology is a big chapter where you should include all these headings: the design of the research, research setting, target population, sampling technique and sampling size, inclusion and exclusion criteria, development and description of a tool, including the scoring of the tool, how you are planning, validity and reliability, pilot study, feasibility if needed, ethical consideration. Clear? The next one is chapter 5. This is the main chapter where you will be showing your data analysis and interpretation. So this should include all the tables, graphs, explanations, diagrams, and results should be discussed. You can write it like discussion under each objective. So if you have a 3 objective, you can divide your discussions and you can put your results under 3 objectives. So data analysis and interpretation with tables, graphs, illustrations and diagrams, and discussion under each objective. The chapter 6 includes summary, conclusion, implications. Here you can show how your research is put into practice, where and all it can be used. For example, nursing implication, a research can be used in hospitals, can be used in community, so nurse educators and management. So where and all you can use your nursing implications, where and all they can use your research, you can put under that heading. Recommendations, something you have not done which you recommend for the other researcher or the fellow people who comes behind you, you are recommending some, or you are giving some suggestions related to your research, can be done in this recommendation part. Clear? So this main body consists of 6 chapters. Chapter 1, you will write about your topic introduction, need for study, research objectives, problem statement, objective, hypothesis, delimitation, operational definition. Chapter 2, literature review. Chapter 3, conceptual framework. It should include theory as well as conceptual framework. Chapter 4, methodology. It has a lot of subheadings like what research design, settings, target population, sampling technique, sampling size, inclusion, exclusion criteria, regarding your tool, validity, pilot study, ethical considerations. And then chapter 5 includes data analysis and interpretation. In chapter 6, summary, conclusion, implications, that is nursing implications, and recommendations. The next we will move on to the last part, which is appendix. So what and all you can add in appendix, whatever thing you cannot put it into your body of research, okay, the main body, but you are thinking that it is important to be added in your research report, you can put it in the appendix. Okay, for example, some of the interesting data you want to put but you don't have space in the main body, you can add it as your appendix. Name of the experts who validated tool, but these things what I have listed below, it should be included for sure. So whoever validated the tool, the letter for validation, and of course the expert's name should be mentioned. Tools and instrument you used. So whatever tool, data collection tool you have used or the instruments you used, you should attach a copy of that in the appendix. Certificate of ethical clearance committee, whatever letters you have got it from your college or the college where you are going for data collection, or from the individual people you are getting, if you are getting a written consent, everything should be attached in this appendix. Important materials used or produced during the study, but those are lengthy to be assured. This I said it at first. Yes, if you feel that they are lengthy, you cannot attach in the main body, you can add it in your appendix. Self-instructional module, if you are doing a teaching method, STP studies, you can add your self-instructional module. The PowerPoints, you can put it in print it in the paper, and you can add it in the appendix. And of course, last but not least, bibliography and references should be added in the appendix at the last. Okay, the references should be quoted, and we will discuss about how to write a reference in the next class. Hope you understood. Yes, so the research report communication is done nothing but briefing the description of your research. Yes, that is communication. And what is the purpose, criteria, of course, what is research report, and what are the types of research report, oral and written, and what are the characteristics of a good research report, guidelines to write, what are the steps in writing research report, and components of research report, or the format of research report, very very important. This is how you prepare your research when you do the research also. So main headings of preparatory pages or preliminary section, main body and appendix. You know what are all the contents included in this. Yes, thank you so much. Go through this, and we will have a test at 3 o'clock. Thank you.